This trip, brother came from Melbourne, I came from Geelong. We met near Padthway at our first night camping there. And then our second night we camped on the beach at Port Wakefield, which is on the tip of the Vincent Gulf. That's my grandfather had a farm there years ago. And then we travelled up, we missed Port Augusta, travelled up Oodendata Track, right through, and we went into the APY lands, which you have to have a permit for, which we got that weeks before we went there. We were brought up there as kids back in the 60s. We spent 2 weeks there, just a magnificent area, which I'll show you videos of later. Just testing the new Starlink out. Got it on the roof. We're just camped in some place near Padthway in South Australia. Look at the trees, thick all around us. A little bit of sky you can see up there. You wouldn't think it'd work here, but we're getting speeds of 225 megabytes download, 25 upload. Took a while to catch up to the satellites for the setting. It usually takes about 7 minutes, but amongst these trees it took it just a bit longer. Packing up at our spot at Padthway, near Padthway I should say, in South Australia. Today we're heading off towards Port Wakefield, camp on the beach there, all going well. Nice spot here, had a good sleep. Early morning, just camped on the Vincent Gulf near Port Wakefield. A lot of seaweed about today on the beach. Tide's in. Mangroves have been swallowed up with the incoming tide. Tide goes way out here. At 40 years ago, probably 50 years ago, we used to go out crabbing with our grandfather here.
Got my camera.
Lovely still morning for once. A couple of dogs come out of the low tide.
No dogs.
Rainbow in the morning is a shepherd's warning. We're in for a bad day. But that is a magnificent rainbow. Magnificent. Look how keen this lady is. It was a freezing morning. She's out with a big telephoto lying in the water taking probably amazing photos of birds. I had the drone up. I wasn't going in the water, so I had my zoom on 28, so I didn't disturb any of the birds for it. Good. Very swampy here at Spencer Gulf. Not Spencer Gulf, Vincent Gulf. You can hear the plovers going berserk because they've heard us. Old sheep yards. We were landmarking here about 50 years ago. When you're fossil you can talk like that. And this yards are still standing, and over there that's where the racetrack is. It's my grandfather's land. This Grand Prix track at Port Wakefield was built after World War II. It opened in 1953. It was after they banned public racing on public roads, and it went until 1961, was classed as too small in the end. It was only just over 2 kilometres in distance. I think it took a bit over a minute to do in that time when they used to tear around it. Jack Bradman was one of the first to win it, the circuit and the Grand Prix there. So that was on my grandfather's land. I remember sitting on our grandfather's knee in a 1930 Buick, I think it was, a ute, tearing around this hairpin bend, probably only doing about 10 kilometres an hour. We thought it was fast. A water tank on the way, nice and solid. The old Bowman railway station. We used to get off here on the Gan, just come down from Alice Springs, probably 50 years ago. Grandfather used to pick us up, we'd hop off here. The train would be on its way through to Adelaide. It's look a bit different now than 50 years ago. Trip could have been over on the third day. We were walking on the platform and I fell down this hole. Dogs came from all directions, and my dog had its foot on the drone controls. The drone went berserk and flew off into the distance, but like a tough fossil I was back on my feet after a short time with little damage.